Alright, good afternoon, good evening, good night. We here. Nobody dropped this in the comments, but you see the title. I'm interested. I ain't gonna lie. So we here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the likes y'all been dropping on these videos. Keep dropping them likes. I don't know. Let's start aiming for 10 likes, something like that. The point is, I appreciate you. Anyways,
Friends killing their enemies, a dad ratting out his son, and wild diss tracks with some crazy self-snitching. This is the insane.
Ooh, it's getting spicy.
Friends killing their enemies, a dad ratting out his son, and wild diss tracks with some crazy self-snitching. This is the insane story behind the murder of 23 Rackz and the war going down in the DMV. 23 Rackz is a rapper from DC.
I don't know nothing that's going on over there. Y'all know I don't know nothing about nothing over there.
Started popping when he was just 14 years old. His mom died when he was young, and his dad wasn't around much. So 23 Rackz got active in the trenches when he was a kid and started repping a crew called 23rd in Savannah. 23 Rackz came up in the hood, but that's not where he wanted to stay. He was surrounded by crime from an early age and got neck deep in the trenches. But 23 Rackz really wanted to rap and make it out of the DMV. It takes most dudes years to get any movement in the rap game, but by the time 23 Rackz was 14, he had already signed to an independent label from the DMV called MGE. MGE is a legit label and they got street ties too. And one of the dudes who started the label is locked up on a murder charge right now. Getting a record deal at 14 was crazy, but Rackz was allegedly putting in major work in the streets too, and on the track Harden, he raps. They think that I'm not, but I'm toting my sticks, and them niggas be capped, they don't be on they bricks. Watch how Rackz hit they block, send some shots then he dip. When Lil Rackz out the car sending shots, they be nicked. And on the track Act Out, he said, hit the mall, and I'm whipping the Rackz out. Catch a op, he got dogs and them young niggas gon' max out. And them youngins keep dissing, that's what all them shots bout. Trying to do his face in with 300 blackout.
Damn.
After he started popping off in the rap game.
That's how you feel, young nigga?
A blogger from the DMV named DMV.
This is what I remember. So this is what I was thinking about the whole time. I remember seeing this interview. I don't know if I think I posted a reaction to it. I don't know. I might have, I don't know. But I remember seeing this a long time ago, like months and months and months. I remember seeing that a long time ago. But yeah.
Hoods and News interviewed 23 Rackz and put an even bigger spotlight on him.
This where you from?
Yeah, man, that's where I be at every day.
This you be at every day. God damn, man. We right here
I knew I remembered, bro. From
the south side, 23rd. Man, tell me about this motherfucker, man.
23 Rackz said he pretty much had to raise himself because his parents weren't around. And that's why he fell into the streets when he was a kid.
On my own for real since a young.
Damn, that's really, bro.
Facts, man. Facts, man.
Wow.
Got a lot to say. They don't know none though.
Yeah.
Backstory about it.
So you saying you lost your mother at a young age and shit?
Yeah,
Damn.
years ago and shit.
Oh yeah, man. Condolences, man. What about your father, man? Your father was in your life too?
He in there a little bit.
Yeah. Facts, man. But really, honestly, you kind of like raised yourself for real, man. At a young age, though, man. Was that hard for you? You know what I'm saying?
Some days, shit.
When 23 Rackz was on the come up, he was cool with a lot of dudes from a set called the Z. The Z are part of a bigger crew called Fox 5 Gang, and they were really tearing up the streets for years. 23 Rackz was tight with a dude from the Z named Glock, but then they fell out over some money, and that's allegedly how 23 Rackz ended up getting killed right before he could make it out of the hood. 23 Rackz didn't have his mom and dad around, so he was bouncing back and forth between a couple of different cribs. According to sources around the DMV, 23 Rackz was staying with his older sister sometimes, but he also stayed with another dude who repped 23rd. The crib where 23 Rackz and his homie stayed was allegedly a stash house, and there was over 10K somewhere in the crib. Glock and a dude from 37th named Whites allegedly got into the house and took the stash, and that's what sparked the beef with 23 Rackz. Some people say that it wasn't even 23 Rackz.
He said who got in there?
Dude who repped 23rd. The crib where 23 Rackz and his homie stayed was allegedly a stash house, and there was over 10K somewhere in the crib. Glock and a dude from 37th named Whites allegedly got into the house and took the stash, and that's what sparked the beef with 23 Rackz. Some people say that it wasn't even 23 Rackz money, but even if it belonged to the homie he lived with, that means Glock was stealing from 23 Rackz homie, and he wouldn't be cool with that. 23 Rackz said the first thing he wanted to do when he blew up in the rap game was make it out of the hood.
First thing I would do, get the fuck out of the hood.
But then the situation with Glock changed everything. After Glock allegedly stole the cash from the crib where 23 Rackz was staying, Glock went sliding on the ops and ended up getting hit. The bullet went into Glock's arm and hit an artery, and he bled out before anyone could save him. 23rd and the Z were beefing before Rackz was staying. Glock went sliding on the ops and ended up getting hit. The bullet went into Glock's arm and hit an artery, and he bled out before anyone could save him. 23rd and the Z weren't beefing before, But after Glock got killed, 23 Rackz dissed Glock on IG and posted his location. Rackz was chilling in 23rd territory and probably thought he was safe out there, but he had no idea that some shooters from the Z saw his post on IG and were on their way to kill him. Right after 23 Rackz posted his location on IG, shooters from the Z road.
Like, why you gotta do that though? You don't gotta drop low. You don't gotta do that. Dropping low is crazy.
To kill him. Right after 23 Rackz posted his location on IG, shooters from the Z rolled up and shot him to death in broad daylight. After 23 Rackz got hit up, somebody allegedly dragged him into an apartment until the ambulance could come. But by the time the cops got to the scene, he was already dead. 23 Rackz' death shook up the DMV. He was a young dude who had a lot of motion in the rap game, and it looked like he was really gonna make out of the
RP to everybody in this video, man. But stay out them streets, but that's crazy, bro. I remember really seeing that video, bro. That is wild.
the streets. 23 Rackz already had a record deal. He was doing shows in the area, and even big artists like Wale showed love to him after he got killed. 23 Rackz had a lot of love in the DMV, and after his funeral, they even carried his casket through the streets where he came up. Glock was the one who allegedly stole from the crib where Rackz lived and was already dead. And then a couple months after Rackz got hit up, Glock's homie Whites also got killed in a wild situation. At first, a lot of people thought Whites getting murdered was get back for 23 Rackz, but then the real story came out, and it was way crazier than that. Whites got into some kind of argument with an older dude from the hood, and the situation went left. According to reports, Whites tried to shoot the dude while he had his kids with him, so the OG put 30K on White's head. The OG wanted to pay someone else to take Whites out, but then they ended up getting into a wild shootout, and the OG left Whites dead in the street. When the cops pulled up to the scene, it looked like a war zone. It's not clear how many people were letting off shots, but the cops found 53 .40 cal casings, 13 .556 rifle casings.
They found what?
Shots, but the cops found 53 .40 cal casings, 13 .556 rifle casings, 8 9mm casings, 8 more 357 casings, and 9 .45 caliber casings. They found Whites dead at the scene with bullets all in his body.
Yeah, Warzone lobby for sure. Definitely turned that bitch to a Warzone lobby.
And 9 .45 caliber casings. They found Whites dead at the scene with bullets all in his body. And another dude named Tawan Wilson ended up getting killed too. It turned out that White's death didn't have anything to do with 23 Rackz' murder. But then news broke that the same gun that killed 23 Rackz had been used to kill a woman named Tashida Williams. Tashida Williams' death didn't have anything to do with street politics though. Just like the White situation, her murder was over a personal issue. Tashida got killed by her boyfriend for allegedly cheating on her. And when the cops booked her boyfriend, they found out that the gun matched the one that killed 23 Rackz. The shooters who took out 23 Rackz.
This is crazy. God damn.
Tashida got killed by her boyfriend for allegedly cheating on her. When the cops booked her boyfriend, they found out that the gun matched the one that killed 23 Rackz. The shooters who took out 23 Rackz either dumped the piece or sold it to someone because it was too hot. And Tashida's boyfriend told the cops that he found the gun while he was walking home from work. Bodies were dropping all over the DMV. And the cops might have never solved the 23 Rackz murder if one of his killers didn't slide again a few months after 23 Rackz got killed. There was a lot of rumors about who pulled the trigger on 23 Rackz, but people in the DMV knew that a dude from the Z named GBG Lil Active had allegedly dissed 23 Rackz right after he died when he dropped the track Last Diss and rapped, "This the last diss for the ops. Been watching that store, the feds in the lot. They keep making raps, but they still ain't get back. Them niggas ain't standing on business for shh. And I got hit in my chest. I ain't fall on the floor. I just lost me a friend. I ain't never been poor. Niggas man get cracked and they keep making songs. He got hit with that shit. He ain't making it home." Walking down your op and making a diss track right after is taking self-snitching to another level. But that's exactly what GBG Lil Active did. And killing 23 Rackz wasn't the last time he crashed out in broad daylight. A few months after the 23 Rackz hit, GBG Lil Active slid on the ops again and shot up a corner store. The cops were already in the area when GBG Lil Active and his homies did the drive-by, and the police started chasing them down the street. GBG Lil Active hopped out of the whip and took off on foot. He didn't make it far before the cops caught up to him though, and they found Lil Active trying to hide out in the crib. Lil Active was only facing charges for the drive-by at first, but then his homie's own dad helped the cops put the 23 Rackz murder on him. The cops already had surveillance footage that caught 3 shooters walking to where 23 Rackz was murdered, but all of them were wearing black clothes and masks. When they got to the block where 23 Rackz was chilling, one of the shooters dapped someone up and kept walking. That's why a lot of people were thinking 23 Rackz might have been backdoored by someone in his own hood. and on the track Last Diss, GBG Lil Active rapped, "Fucking your bitch, her pussy was ocean. She gave me this drop, and you know that shit over. Yeah, I got stats, go ask what I told him. Factory Glock, he got hit with the boulder." After the shooters dapped up the other dude,
that's heavy, I ain't gonna lie. That's heavy.
she was ocean. She gave me this drop, and you know that shit over. Yeah, I got stats, go ask what I told him. Factory Glock, he got hit with the boulder. After the shooters dapped up the other dude, they kept walking south on 22nd Street towards 23 Rackz location. What's crazy is that 23 Rackz had a gun on him and was ready for smoke, but he didn't think the ops were gonna come straight to his hood after he dropped his location. When GBG Lil Active and his homie spotted 23 Rackz chilling outside,
Bro,
they started.
after you drop low, ain't no telling who gonna pull up. What you mean? You ain't think, man, you drop low, man, ain't no telling who gonna pull
Rackz had a
up,
gun
bro.
on him and was ready for smoke, but he didn't think the ops were gonna come straight to his hood after he dropped his location. When GBG Lil Active and his homie spotted 23 Rackz chilling outside, they started shooting at him from the gate and hit him twice. There was a kid outside too, and 23 Rackz tripped over her after the shot started going off, but luckily the kid didn't get hit. 23 Rackz tried to run away when he got hit up, but he was losing too much blood and hit the ground. While 23 Rackz was bleeding out, the shooters took off and a ring camera caught them arguing with each other. One of the shooters started to run, so his homie told him, "Walk. Oh my God, if I get locked up because of you, bruh, stop running. Fuck, you throwing me off."
Niggas said, bro, stop running. You throwing me. Nah, he's a real demon. He's a real demon. That nigga said walk. He's a real he's different. That's crazy. He's
Blood
different.
hit the ground.
He's a
While
demon.
23 Rackz was bleeding out, the shooters took
He's a
off
demon.
and a
They
ring
also
camera
demon.
caught them
He-
arguing with
he
each other.
different.
One of the shooters started to run, so his homie told him, "Walk. Oh my God, if I get locked up because of you, bruh, stop running. Fuck, you throwing me off. This is why I don't do shit with you, bruh." GBG Lil Active's homie Rico was on the hit, and his dad helped take the whole crew down. Right after the 23 Rackz hit went down, an informant got in touch with the cops and said that people were asking Rico's dad about Rico killing 23 Rackz. At first, Rico's dad didn't want anything to do with the situation, but then he allegedly helped the cops pick Rico out of the surveillance footage. At the same time that the cops were trying to figure out who pulled the trigger on 23 Rackz, they booked Rico for a different murder case for killing a dude named Clayton Marshall a month before 23 Rackz got killed. On April 12, 2022, Rico got picked up in a stolen whip, and his homie took him to the 2200 block of Savannah Street. That's where Rico hopped out and started shooting, and when it was over, a dude named Clayton Marshall was dead. According to the cops, Rico wasn't aiming for Clayton Marshall, and he just got caught at the wrong place and time. But some people said that Clayton Marshall was an OG over there, and that's why he got killed. And what makes the story even crazier is that Clayton's brother had been shot and killed in almost the exact same place. The cops brought Rico in for the Clayton Marshall murder, and he was so shook that he brought up the 23 Rackz murder before the police even asked him about it. When the cops started talking to Rico about the 23 Rackz hit, Rico pointed himself out in the surveillance footage. At first, Rico was lying to the cops about where he was and who he was with, but then they kept showing him more footage that proved he was lying. Rico told the cops that he didn't have a gun on him at first. Then he confessed that he actually was strapped up and told the cop, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry." Rico said he wasn't anywhere near where 23 Rackz got killed. Then the cops showed him more footage, and he gave up and said, "That's me. I can see that. Obviously, that's me." Rico was already cooked, but then the cops took his phone and saw him planning the hit with GBG Lil Active. On the morning that they killed 23 Rackz, GBG Lil Active texted Rico and told him to grab a joint and asked him about finding some eggs. And according to the cops, the joint was one of the guns that they used on the hit, and eggs were bullets. Later on, GBG Lil Active told Rico he found 11 eggs, and it looks like they used all the bullets they had because the cops found 11 casings at the scene where 23 Rackz got killed. Even though Rico was facing 2 murder cases, he still got out on house arrest. But instead of keeping his head down and trying to beat the charges, Rico got caught with a gun and got sent back to jail. Then in December 2024, the feds hit Rico, GBG Lil Active, Moneybag Hefe, and 2 other dudes on a 33-count indictment for killing Clayton Marshall, 23 Rackz, an innocent teacher named Bryce Dishambisi, and for the drive-by at the corner store. Clayton Marshall got killed by Rico at Shipley Market, and that's where Moneybag Hefe and his homies killed Bryce Dishambisi too. They pulled up in a stolen Jeep and dumped over 70 rounds at Shipley Market while they were trying to hit an op. Bryce Bissy was a teacher who also drove for Uber.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. What?
23 Rackz, an innocent teacher named Bryce Bissy, and for the drive-by at the corner store. Clayton Marshall got killed by Rico at Shipley Market, and that's where Moneybagg Jefe and his homies killed Bryce Bissy too. They pulled up in a stolen Jeep and dumped over 70 rounds at Shipley Market while they were trying to hit an op. Bryce Bissy was a teacher who also drove for Uber, and he was dropping someone off at the market when the shots started going off and killed him. Rico, GBG Lil Active, and their homies DeMarco Robinson and Davion Robinson all pleaded not guilty at first. But then in May 2025, the situation changed and they all pleaded guilty. Rico and GBG Lil Active pleaded guilty to killing 23 Rackz, and their homies pleaded guilty for the drive-by at the corner store. Rico also pleaded guilty to killing Clayton Marshall at Shipley Market, and now he's facing 23 years. GBG Lil Active could end up with 23 years too. Pleaded guilty for the drive-by at the corner store. Rico also pleaded guilty to killing Clayton Marshall at Shipley Market, and now he's facing 23 years. GBG Lil Active could end up with 23 years too, but Davion Robinson is only facing a max of 10 years. DeMarco Robinson's case is different though, cause he's fighting another Fed case at the same time. Moneybagg Jefe is still fighting the Bryce Bissy murder, but rumors say that someone else from the Z is snitching on him to get a lighter sentence. There's no proof that somebody flipped yet, but the cops already have a lot of evidence against Moneybagg Jefe that allegedly proves he was sliding on the ops. The cops have the dudes who killed 23 Rackz, but his death is still affecting the streets. 23rd and the Z started beefing when 23 Rackz got killed, but some dudes from Fox 5 were still showing love to Rackz after he died. And before Rackz got killed, he was so cool with the Z that people were saying he should switch over. 23 Rackz was also tight with a lot of dudes from a set-up town called CHV. Rackz even had a track with a dude from CHV named Top Soldier called 3 to the V, where Top Soldier rapped, "Fucking with Rackz and we running the south side. I am the king of the north and that's uptown. Hit me a nigga. His body was never found. I really come from the gutter, the underground." What's even crazier about the track is that 23 Rackz shouted out GBG, aka Get Back Gang, and rapped, 2-3 nigga, you know how the fuck I'm coming nigga. Come push up on me, I ain't hard to find nigga. Push up or get pushed up on nigga. Get Back Gang nigga. Then Rackz got killed and everything changed. The Z and 23rd started beefing, and now some dudes from CHV are smoking on Rackz too. GBG Lil Active was starting to pop off in the rap game and put on for the Z before he got booked, but now he's facing decades in prison for taking 23 Rackz out. If they had linked up and put on for the DMV together, it could have been huge for everybody, but instead they sparked a beef and everything fell apart.
Why the hell do that? Anyway, it's W right, baby, though. If you ain't see my reaction to this song, go ahead and check out my reaction. But look, stay out them street swings. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Go ahead, drop a like, drop a sub. We upload every day, most of the time, twice a day. If there's any more stories like that you want me to watch, go ahead and drop it in the comments. That was crazy, though. I ain't gonna lie. I did not know about that because I really remember seeing that interview a long time ago, bro. And when I seen that vid pop up in my recommended, I'm like, I feel like I seen, buddy, bro. That's crazy, bro. Stay out them streets, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get out there, man. I'm gonna see y'all niggas on the next one, bro.